I'm glad that Thomas Massie lost his race in Kentucky. I don't think he should just lose. I think they should bring up charges against him for sedition. Thomas Massie is one of the worst traitors that we have ever seen in America. And that's what we're talking about here today on the Alex the Mechanic Show. Hi, everyone. I'm Alex. Today, I wanted to talk to you guys about Thomas Massie. A lot of people are very angry. I see people like Nick Fuentes or Dave Smith being angry that this libertarian lost his race, okay? I'm very happy that he lost. And the reason that I say that is, as you guys know on this channel, you know, I was a liberal, and then I found the truth through the Daily Wire and Trigonometry and those kinds of shows, okay? And now I am a conservative, and my boss, Boomer Pat the Boomer, as I say affectionately, at the shop, you know, we're in between shifts right now. We're working on a 16-wheeler today. It's a semi, obviously, but not with the back. We're working on the engine. And he was very happy to see Thomas Massie lose as well. And we talked about it. And I think the main reason that we're glad he lost is because Thomas Massie does not support our president. Okay? And you have to support the president of the United States. Now, there's obviously these liberals, and they'll never get around to it. They'll never support President Trump, even though they should. But that's just them. You know, they went to college like I did. I was them at one point. At some point, they will pick themselves up by the bootstraps, and they will figure it out, okay? They'll stop eating avocado toast. But these people, like the libertarians, I don't understand them. Thomas Massie is probably like 50 years old. He's an older guy, and he's not supporting our president. And I don't understand why. Why would you not support President Trump? Because the reasons he's saying is mostly he's against this war in Iran, okay? I am for this war in Iran. And the reason I am for it is because President Trump is for it. A lot of people don't know this. We don't live in a democracy. We live in a republic. And that means that this is a representative democracy. That means that we elect people that know more than us, and they make decisions for us. I'm not trying to explain civics to a senator like Thomas Massie, but maybe he should know, okay? And when we elected President Trump, we put all of our faith in him that he would do his job correctly. I don't know anything about the war in Iraq, okay? I don't know anything about Iraq. I don't even know what language they speak in Iraq, okay? This is a very interesting time for me. I get to watch it from here. But President Trump has told me that the people in Iraq, the Ayatollah or whatever, is bad. And he wants to end my life and the life of all of my friends and family. So we need to fight them. And he probably has more information than you or me. I trust him with that. You know, I trust him. I don't understand this thing that happens. And it happens in all aspects of life. You know, I just became a mechanic very, very recently. Okay. And I learned in the biz, we have this term called the layman's fallacy. Okay. And the layman's fallacy happens when you as a mechanic tell someone what they need to do to their car to fix it. But they tell you, no, I know what needs to be done instead. And you look at them and you go, but I don't understand. I went to mechanic school. I'm in a training. I did apprenticeship. Why would I not tell you the truth? You know? And it happens a lot where people think they know more than the mechanic. And sometimes they're fine for a little bit, and then they have to come back anyway, because why would we lie to you? You know, why would we lie to you? And this is the same thing, this layman's fallacy, that happens with President Trump. Love him or hate him. President Trump knows more than any of us. Otherwise, he wouldn't be the president. We need President Trump to defend us. There is no other person right now with more information than President Trump. All of these people that are protesting, you know, oh, we can't have this war, we can't do this, we can't do that. You don't get briefings in the White House. Now, also, Thomas Massie, I think he's bad because he likes to talk about this Jeffrey Epstein guy and Israel, which I don't understand why he's talking about these things. Look, Thomas Massie, I'm a humble mechanic. Okay, I know about fixing cars and what I did in college or whatever, right? which I'm trying to forget more and more. All I know is fixing cars. Thomas Massie is an engineer or something. He went to MIT or Harvard, and he's sitting here pretending that he knows more than President Trump about Jeffrey Epstein. You're not the president. You're not a lawyer. And he's out here saying that President Trump was eating children. He's saying this with Ro Khanna, another one of these democrats who are just hurting America. Thomas Massie, how do I know you weren't friends with Jeffrey Epstein? I don't even believe that this is true anymore. It just strikes me as Thomas Massie doesn't like Israel very much, and I don't know anything about them. I don't. They at church, when I go with Pat the Boomer, they always tell us that those who bless Israel will be blessed. That's good enough for me, but it seems like for Thomas Massie, it's not. And he goes out here and he's saying, oh, Israel is bad. And he's using Jeffrey Epstein, who was just some rich guy that did some bad things, in order to attack Israel. And I don't understand how it's their fault. Is America, it's at fault for Ted Bundy? Is America at fault for John Wayne Gacy? No, obviously not. So why? It strikes me as a little bit, racist or something, what Thomas Massie was doing. Thomas Massie needed to lose. There's no other way of looking at this, okay? Thomas Massie was a bad guy. He was a bad dude, like President Biden, that horrible president, used to say about corn pop. And this is a good thing for America. I'm glad he lost, and I'm glad we have a Navy SEAL. He's not a nerd like Thomas Massie. That's probably what happened to Thomas Massie. He went to college and he got dumb like everyone in my generation. And instead we get this cool boomer Navy SEAL. What's the problem with that? That's a good. You don't like Navy SEALs? Dan Crenshaw was awesome, and he was a Navy SEAL. This guy is going to steward the country correctly. So before you get sad that Thomas Massie is gone, this isn't a libertarian country, okay? If you want to live in anarchy, go live in Somalia. This is America, and America is the greatest country in the world, and we are a representative democracy. And right now we have President Trump, who is one of the greatest presidents we've ever had, guiding us through several wars, and I think we should put all of our faith in him. I don't know enough to make decisions as President Trump, and so I'm going to put full trust. And Thomas Massie, you deserve to lose. I hope that more people like this end up losing. Ro Khanna needs to go as well, but for me, it bothers me, these rhinos, the Republican side in particular. You're supposed to be MAGA. You're supposed to be helping us keep America great, make it great again. And if doing a war in Iraq is part of it, if doing the war in Venezuela is part of it, I don't know. Maybe President Trump is right. I don't know enough about these things, okay? So I just want to let you guys know I fully support the president, and I fully support how he decimated this Thomas Massie character out of American politics. And I really hope that we get these types of people out. Marjorie Taylor Greene retired. Thank God. She's also another one of these idiots. We need a MAGA party that is left undisturbed for a little bit so that they can fix the world, because libertarians have been in charge for 50 years? Before Trump, all of these people were libertarians, and they did all sorts of horrible things to the country. Okay? So now it's time for us to grow up and accept that we are in the hands of President Trump. I appreciate everyone tuning in to the Alex the Mechanic Show. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are you happy that Thomas Massie got decimated, moved out of Kentucky? Had you heard of this layman's fallacy, as we call it in the biz? Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.